Hello again. We've got a special question for you today. Who is Gabby Franco, and why should we listen to her at the 2A Day? She's our featured speaker.
Hi, I'm Gabby Franco. Was born and raised in Venezuela and moved to the United States in 2002 after the regime of Hugo Chavez, who brought socialism, gun control in a massive way, came to Venezuela and literally destroyed it. When I came to the United States, I learned the true passion to what it is to be free. I learned what it was the Second Amendment because I didn't even know what it was. And I thought, wow, this is brilliant. Do I have the God-given right to protect myself, to protect my family? I wish people in South America, in Africa, in Asia, and many all around the world had that right to protect themselves and their fellow friends and family members. But
Fantastic.
what
Now,
that
I want to
yes,
interrupt you for just 1 second. I
yes.
apologize. We delved right into this, and that's fantastic. Gabby, I think that there's people out there that may not know who you are, so I should introduce you real quick. We have with us Gabby Franco, Olympian athlete, competitive shooter, and instructor. And she's coming out to the Iowa Capitol building. I believe it's, I'll put the information down below. It'll scroll across, but we're going to do it in January this year rather than February. And you're going to be our featured speaker. So I want people to understand why they should come listen to you. And you started right out of the chute with the kinds of things they need to know. So tell us about that. You grew up in Venezuela, and then what?
Well, first let me say I'm honored to be there, to be with you, because even though we're raised in different parts of the world, I think we have a common thought. And the common thought is that we love freedom. We love being able to preserve our lives. I think whoever is coming to this talk, what they're gonna hear from me is that we are not as different as we may look like. We are more alike in ways that we want to protect our Second Amendment. We want to protect our freedoms. But most importantly, I want them to know that I see in many things that's happening right now in our country, how that thought is fading away. Even if it's not directly with most people, but it's the lack of activism, the lack of getting out there, talking, speaking,
Yeah.
talking with their friends, with the family about the great issues that we're facing today.
I think this is fantastic. It wasn't at my memory before. It is January 18th. I'm sorry I didn't remember that. But it's January 18th at the Iowa Capitol. We're going to do a morning program this year. If you want to know more about that, you can go to iowafc.org, and in the upper right hand corner of the menu tab is a Take Action tab. From there you can pull down to the events and see all of the places that we're going to be and when. So I think it's especially relevant for people to grasp how diverse the Second Amendment community has become. I think that it was always diverse in terms of the people who had focused on it as participants, but it's usually seen as people that aren't much different than me. Middle-aged white guys it was the stereotype for a long time. We've moved past that, and we've moved past that in a real public fashion. So I think that's especially relevant that a very petite woman who immigrated here and has done so much is going to bring us a message. And I want people to understand that the community is welcoming of that. I think there was a long time, and you'll have to tell me, your experiences may be different than mine, but I think there was a long time where I wouldn't say it wasn't welcoming. It's just that people didn't bother doing it. They didn't tread into that ground. They didn't go pick up a firearm or go to the range or compete. Now everybody's out there doing this, especially since COVID and some of the other things that people were concerned about their safety. Now we're seeing things all over the place that need to be considered. So
Well,
give us an
I think
idea. Go ahead.
right. I think it all has to do with when you feel that your rights are attacked. For instance, when
Yeah.
COVID came, there were things that the government did, that politicians, governors did to us that would never ever imagine those things could ever happen to us. being
Yeah.
able to not be able to be outside, being at home, and all those things that you'll be like, wait a second, I think no, you are infringing on several of my rights. And the same thing I think happened with the Second Amendment, that, but like you're saying, before people are just normal, they didn't go to the gun range, but now more than ever, many of us are aware of the intentions of many of the gun that's the only way I can say, anti-gun crowd, who definitely want to get away. I mean, dismantle, change the Second Amendment.
Yeah.
They want to change the Constitution. And that's clear when you hear their rhetoric, when you hear their messaging. And now it sounds like, for many people say, oh, that will never happen. That's what many people said around the world.
Yeah.
That would never happen here. And here we are.
Fantastic. So, real quick, is there something that we want to give the folks out there that are watching this so that they are somewhat enticed, more than ordinarily, to come visit us on the 18th and listen to you speak live? Now that's going to be at the Capitol building, but we also have a special PAC function that same night. Is a PAC fundraiser where we're going to have a steak dinner and whatnot. And that'll be a more intimate setting with you, and people can, you can hear your story firsthand, and variations thereof, and all the things with it. So is there something that we could give them so that they are enticed to come, that they're going to experience from you, that they may not hear or see from somebody like me?
Well, I love this country as much as you all do, with all my heart. If we do this because we care, we do this because we not only love our country, but we believe in the foundations of this country. And being there is part of that. It's how that our founding fathers believe it should be, that us, we can talk, we can be gathered together in preservation for our rights, for our freedoms, and more importantly, celebrating it. Because as much as we think that we're fighting and all that stuff, which is to me, the most important is that we embrace our Second Amendment. We truly embrace our freedoms. And I think it's more a celebration than anything else too.
I second that. I think that's fantastic. Now, one thing I'll ask you in parting before we go, how is the Second Amendment working in Venezuela?
I wish we had it. We didn't have that. We didn't have that belief. And firearms ownership over there was just a privilege.
Yeah.
Never even thought in that way. And things would have been so different. Yeah. I'm sure.
Yes. I hope that people understand that. I want them to think about that when they drive in that morning, to see you, address them, and to visit with us, and to lobby and help advance our Second Amendment virtues that we're going to have at the Capitol building, there and beyond, to celebrate what we've already done. But if there's something I could leave with the people who are watching this, is you're going to get to listen to a young woman that has experienced absolutely no access to the Second Amendment in that general sense, where it was something that isn't for everybody, and isn't practiced in any way, shape, or form like that, versus where she is now in America, and the difference between the two. This is a story you're going to want to listen to. So again, Gabby Franco, thank you. We'll look forward to see you on January 18th and hearing the story. Thank you very much.
Thank you.